An update on a story we've been following for more than a year. New body camera video in a case WDSU Investigates has been looking into. It uncovers the NOPD didn't have the right equipment as a shooting victim laid on the steps bleeding, and the family was pleading for help.
Yeah, so it took an hour to get Ferdinand Alexander into an ambulance, and then police records show he was still alive at that point, but he ultimately died at the hospital. WDSU investigative reporter Aubrey Killian showed the family that video, and they really want the public to see this video too, right, Aubrey?
Sola, that is the message they shared with me. I sat with them in their living room and showed them the full video in its entirety. They are outraged, appalled, and they regret calling 911. A warning, the video, it is graphic, and much of the video was blurred by the city before it was released.
EMS on the 310-4. I need you to put a code 4 for.
You're watching police body camera video from last January near Perlita Street and Owens Boulevard in Gentilly. The video captures the moments after Ferdinand Alexander was shot by Tracy Wright.
All right, the last perpetrator is supposed to be on the scene.
911 was called just after 2 p.m. Police arrived in minutes. The officer rings the doorbell and appears to check the door.
EMS on the way, man? Yes.
Alexander's mother witnessed it all and is trying to get her son up.
So who's inside?
I don't know.
He's inside. He locked the store. Who is Tracy? That's who lived there. Go on, please get out. Help me to get to the hospital. Okay, the door is locked. The perpetrator is supposedly inside. And we need EMS on the 3. You have some more units coming this way?
They're coming.
Let me help you to the hospital, please. Get up here. I can't do it by myself.
Alexander's mother is escorted from the scene.
The victim is going to be deceased on the porch. We got the mama back in the car. Get from in front of that door.
Police push back as they believe Wright is still in the home and may open fire.
I'm not taking to the hospital. I'm taking him right there. Help me to get I don't know right now. I don't have no information. But he got taken.
1720.
The family continues to plead with NOPD to get Alexander to the hospital.
It's the ambulance over there.
More and more police arrive. Alexander is still on the steps.
Come on. You have to get the victim out of the way. I know.
Officers get word that Wright may have left the house.
Just take cover.
But she said that he may have went out of the back. He may have went out of the back door. We don't know yet.
And it turns out Wright had left the house at some point. An hour after police arrived on scene, documents show SWAT removed Alexander from the porch. He was still alive. About 24 minutes later, he was pronounced dead at the hospital. The cause of death was a gunshot wound to the chest. In the video, it is revealed that police did not have the necessary equipment to get to him.
Where's your son?
On the porch.
Still?
They needed ballistic shields and helmets.
Shields here. We got at least put up to him with the shield.
So what prevented officers from getting to Alexander immediately? Records show it wouldn't have been safe to approach the house without the proper equipment, and they could not be confident the suspect wasn't on the other side of the door. Documents show new training did happen after the shooting, and the proper equipment was requested, but it's still unclear if NOPD has them now.
When you investigate events to learn how to respond better, that's the highest calling.
Ronald Surpass is a former NOPD chief.
What I know about the story is the loss of life is always regrettable and tragic. The person who took that life has been held criminally responsible. That is at least an answer there. Policy review did not determine any policies were violated. If you lost a loved one, really none of that matters.
We asked about officers not having ballistic shields while on this scene. Is that acceptable in your eyes?
Well, it's a matter of context, right? New Orleans is not immune from having hundreds of shootings a year. The ballistic equipment and that type of equipment as available, every car should have it.
And what also has Ferdinand Alexander's family outraged is that this crime scene had all unfolded right next door to NOPD's 3rd District Station.
This was something that certainly was foreseeable, but these officers simply had not been equipped properly.
Eric Hessler, the attorney for the Police Association of New Orleans, stands by the officers' actions. The officers were investigated and cleared. Hessler had not seen this video until WDSU Investigates uncovered it.
Had they had the proper training, tools, equipment, and better information, things would have been done differently.
Is it typical for other departments to have ballistic shields accessible to them?
Some departments are extremely well equipped. The New Orleans Police Department just doesn't happen to be one of them.
Following this story, what do you think needs to change?
I think the officers need to be better equipped. I think that should have happened months ago. If they haven't completed it, it's necessary. This incident shows that it's necessary. The only acceptable answer would be we can't afford it. I mean, if you can do it, why wouldn't you? And if you can do it and you haven't, well, shame on you.
Through a public records request, WDSU Investigates requested the number of ballistic shields and helmets NOPD has to find out what's being done to prevent this from happening again.
Come on.
Our request was denied by the city, citing those records contain security procedures. Alexander's family just wants to make sure that this never happens again to any family.
Somebody gotta go get him. Let me get him. I can go. Just help me put him in the car.
So NOPD would not go on camera or respond to the family's statement. They sent this statement, and it does read in part, NOPD does not speak in detail regarding tactical capabilities or information. NOPD conducted an in-depth review of the incident's response. As a result of this review, additional officer training has been recommended and has since begun. Prosecutors say Tracy Wright was the cause of this murder. He has since been convicted and sentenced. Back to you.